Welcome back to another episode of the Clarity, Confidence, and Growth podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Sanderson, and I'm really glad you're here. My guest tonight is someone in the middle of a genuine reinvention. Nicky Fochler spent over a decade in medical technology, the kind of steady, behind-the-scene work that keeps healthcare running. But somewhere along the lines, she felt a pull towards something different. Now she's a newly graduated Jay Shetty certified coach, packing up life in the northern US and heading south to start fresh as a life and personal growth coach. What I love about Nicky's story is that she's not just teaching change, she's living it in real time. And as a fellow Jay Shetty coach, I know exactly the kind of work that pull takes. Nicky, welcome to the show tonight.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
So tell us a bit more about yourself and what's something most people wouldn't know about you just from your bio and your online presence.
Oh my goodness. A little bit about me is, like you said, I kind of have really pushed the mold and have really hit that reset button. I made a decision back in November of 24. Yeah. Not quite 2 years, but almost, to get sober from drugs and alcohol. And that really, a lot of people think that that's just kind of where you start and everything. And that's just, like, if I'm being honest, this much of it sometimes. This part is what is really the hard work, and that's what starts. And I just knew I did not want to live that kind of life anymore, and I just really pushed, and I keep pushing every day. Oh goodness, something that most people don't know about me based on my profile. That's a tough question. I'm not really sure, because I'm a pretty open book. I mean, part of this is sharing my journey and sharing the real raw truth and the hardness, the things that people don't like to talk about. And just, if somebody out there is like, she's talking about it and I'm feeling it, it's okay to talk about. Like, it is okay. And I really want people to know that. So, yeah.
I love that. And I think the one piece that really is not talked about enough is how you can quit the substance, but you really have to do that mental work, the clarity that you need to build after having that type of lifestyle for so long. I know I was there for so long, and the hardest part was getting that clarity to keep going, keep moving forward. And so proud of you. Almost 2 years. That's a long time.
A lot of people will talk about, like, staying strong and everything, and that is so important. But for me, the quitting was not, that was not an issue. It wasn't even an option. It had to happen. And the moment I made that decision, I haven't looked back. I haven't even thought about it. So that's really nice. One big thing is you can't really quit yourself. And that's where I feel like that's what happens when you start feeling those emotions in real. You're not covering them with substances anymore. It's like it kind of slaps you in the face and goes, this is what you've been hiding from. And for me, it was almost 45 years. So it was a long time of just hiding and burying and masking and never really owning it. So, yeah.
And that is the hardest part, is once you don't have the bottle to turn to, when you have the house needing work done, or a repair that just came up and the stress is piling on, or work is killing you, you really have to learn those healthy habits fast.
Absolutely. Like, how do you, all of a sudden, your life is so raw. You're just like I mean, in the beginning, I remember just the littlest things, like picking up something off the floor, being like, why is this here? And just having that feeling and just being like, wow, I would have probably been like, it's time for a drink or whatever. And now, I mean, it's gotten to be to a point you don't even think about it anymore, but that's what people do not talk about, is this hard. I mean, I really cannot express how much work it is. And a lot of times that's why people just, they do give up, unfortunately, but because it is hard. It is very hard. And doing this every day, and that's what it is. It's every day. It's every
And
minute.
it's that willpower.
Yeah. And you don't realize it. You are literally living in your real, true self, and you're feeling. And my age is just that number. So you take that many years of not really feeling. I mean, I remember my first drink at 17. Like, that's a long time. So, and it's just really feeling it now. And at times you are like, I know, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. This is awful. This is terrible. But you think about it and think back and where you would be and where that day would lead you, what messes you would be getting into, like how crappy you would feel the next day. And then all of that goes right out the window. And this doesn't feel that bad anymore. So,
I can't remember if it was you I was talking to or if it was someone else, but I like to frame it around like dating when I come to a boundary there and I'm like, oh, this is a red flag. And I want to try to go past it. And then I remember all the crap that I dealt with were behind me. And I'm like, oh, no, 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 we can't do that. I think of the same when I like have a stressful day and I want to have a drink. And it's like, no, no, no. I remember all the crazy shit I did for all those years. No, 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 no. We don't want to flip that switch. So
yeah, I'm not here judging drinking and everything like that. If it's not a problem, it's not a problem. But for me, in my personal journey, and that's what's really important is oftentimes people will feel judged. You end up judging yourself, but that's not what I'm here. You want to drink? Drink. You want to have social drinks? That's fine. For me, it literally changed who I was. It was not my true self. I was mean. I was angry. So I do want to make sure that that's something because I'm not here to judge anybody for what they are doing or going through at all.
I think that's from both of us because, I had a very similar time with drinking and it was very much stress related, not having my self control under control. And now I can have a beverage every once in a while, but that took time. And you might not be a person who has to quit completely, like Nikki said, but know your options. Really.
Absolutely. Yeah. And know yourself. And that's the biggest thing. Get to know yourself. It's been fun getting to know the real me.
And that's exciting with the next question I have to go on with is, can you walk us through a moment where getting clearer changed everything for you?
Well, for me, for sure, just honestly, the day that I decided to get sober, because if I'm being honest, it came with a blackout moment and getting behind the wheel and showing up to the ex-boyfriend's house and being that typical crazy lady. And I don't remember any of it. And this wasn't the first time that's probably happened. I know it's not. And not just with an ex, with a friend, with a going out to a bar, someone looked at me wrong. I'd get angry, I'd snap, I'd go off. It was just, who is this person? And even though over the years, how many times it had happened for some reason, and my wish, honestly, is to take that feeling of clarity that I had. Like, I do not want to live this life anymore. And how intense that was, and just give it to other people to feel for a minute, because that was just that moment was it was like no other. It was just, and it wasn't some big aha moment where I was like, oh, it was just like, holy shit, you either need to fix this or something really bad's going to happen to you or someone else or what. And it just, bottom line, I didn't want to live like this anymore. I wanted to find out what life looked like on the other side. And now that I have, there is no turning back.
I think you resonated with a lot of people would have. Like, it's not always about the crazy aha. Like, I remember the first time I drove drunk, and that was when I was similar situation. Me and an ex were separating. He was going down to visit a friend down in Niagara, and he turned off all of his location and everything, and we still owned a house together. And I got belligerently drunk and he blocked me, and I drove to his parents and was like, I'm going to go in. I need to find out where you are. Like, what are you doing? And like, just went completely crazy. Like, I had no independence. And that's really what started the rabbit hole. And I drank a lot over a few years. And the end was I was in a relationship where I seen a lot of value from the person. And I was in a place where I was starting to love myself more. And he was going through a hard time one night and said that he needed me to not like cuddle. He just needed to be by himself. And I couldn't handle that. And I just drank that feeling in. And that's what really told me I need to stop. Is on the way, I had to drive from where he lived, what was like about an hour from where I needed to be the next day. And I probably still drove drunk. And it was on the highway. I remember just getting to my friend's house where I was dog sitting and being like, I can't do this anymore. It's going to kill me or it's going to kill somebody else. And I'm like, I think it just ended this relationship. And I think I still have something wrong with being independent. Like I struggle once I get that connection, I grab on. And that led me down the self-discovery of learning myself more. And I think that is the powerful part, is that big clarity piece of you deciding to quit has now led you down this new journey of you learning yourself. And that's beautiful.
Yeah, like you said, take that stigma off of this big aha moment. It happens for you when it happens for you and when you're ready. And in reality, some people just never get there. And unfortunately, that's their journey. But know that don't be scared of it either. If you feel it there, listen to it, because there were so many times before, and I'd take a break from drinking or whatever. And I really, really just use it to cope with life. And that is not a way to cope with life by any means. And honestly, as hard as it is to feel everything so real, and it's so much more beautiful than how you felt it before. It really is. Don't be scared. Is
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
what I
Sure. Right. What's your relationship with confidence been like throughout your own journey of going through this, building clarity, learning more about yourself, really starting to know who you are? How's your confidence been?
That honestly, I'm going to say I have struggled with, because unfortunately, a lot of times, and I'm sure a lot of us coaches too, a lot of times we feel, and not just coaches, anybody going through any kind of personal growth, the people around you really make you feel like you're not doing something right. And as we've learned, it's not about you. It's about them. That you're holding up a mirror. And as crappy as that sounds, sorry, everyone, it's really what's happening when you're internally judging yourself. I remember doing it so many times when my friends would be like, I'm good, I don't want to drink or whatever. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, there's nothing wrong with that person. Absolutely nothing. What's wrong with you for shitting on them? And that's what happens. And so, even knowing that and knowing all the things and the growth and the clarity and all of that, I do struggle with it because of a lot of work that I'm still doing on myself, chronic people pleasing, lots of traumas of just not being good enough and upsetting other people. So, that is honestly, here we are almost 2 years in, and I do still struggle with that. It's about me learning my boundaries and learning that it is okay to be this person. So making that move, like you had mentioned in the beginning, from Maine to Florida has been a really big change, and a really good change, because it's a restart for me. I spent my whole life up there. Everybody knew the old Nikki. And unfortunately, there's about two people I still talk to. And I'm talking, I had hundreds of friends. And so it's really, the confidence is there when I'm with like-minded people and they are boosting you up and you're in that kind of wonderful community. But the real truth about it is that that is something that's not on an everyday basis. And you've got to be okay with that. And that is a daily struggle for myself still. So yeah.
I think what you said, when you said, confidence is something that when people are going through a major life transition, or us as coaches, we struggle with. And I think it's that life transition, any big change you're making, it causes that confidence to really take a test. It really takes you building up those confidences, building up I can do this, even when you think, no, the fuck, I can't. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
What's one practical thing that maybe you've done or that you've seen done that someone can do this week to help build more confidence?
Oh my goodness. It's kind of there's so many things. So it's like, it's hard to say because it really depends on where the person's at, I feel like, and what they can attain. So I guess if there's that one little thing that you're fearful of, do it. If it's a phone call you need to make, if it's an email you need to write, if it's I need to walk a mile today versus a half a mile, do it. You need to push yourself. At the end of the day, it isn't about everyone else. And that is what is really hard to really own and recognize. You have people in your life. You always are going to think about, you have family, you have friends, you have loved ones, but you do need to look out for yourself. That doesn't mean being like, oh, too bad, that's your life. It's called balance. And so take the small thing and just do it, and then take that as a win. That is something, if somebody can do that this week, that would be awesome. Whatever that little thing is. And it could be something really big that might feel little to you, but just can push yourself.
Yeah.
Really, what it's about is really digging deep, pulling up your bootstraps and doing the work. I want to be that soft and loving and whatever, but you literally, at the end of the day, get your shit done. Like, and just do it. Nike had a saying for a reason.
Yeah. And I think, Nikki, you hit such a coach point of start with the small step. And, put that the other way. Even if you think that, I'm going to do this phone call, like that's not putting me any further. Well, you just spent 6 days not doing the phone call. So take that one small step because you have no idea what that's going to then move you for the momentum to do more the next day.
So I guess to speak back to your confidence thing, that is something that I have really built my confidence in over this last year and a half, is just doing those small things, making the phone calls, sending the texts, sending the emails, joining the classes, all the things. And really, I want to do this. So what do I need to attain that? Okay, step one. And just that is something that I have been building over this time, and that has been awesome. So yeah, it is the small steps, and that's what give you all those big goals and wins. So,
and it's really what, gives you that ability to start getting comfortable with the uncomfortable and really moving into that next.
Yeah, my favorite saying is, you got to get uncomfortable to be comfortable.
Yeah. Yes. There was a manager when I was at Best Buy that he gave me that information. And me and my really good friends will literally say it's the one thing that we got positive from that manager. And it's done so much through our journeys, especially now after leaving that company. So I love that.
Yeah. And I also have another favorite saying that kind of, the only constant in the universe is change. So why do we fight it so much? Literally the only thing that is always going to happen is change. Everything, and you have no control over it. And that's another big thing too, is letting go of that need for control all the time, because you have no control over what anybody else does or anything. You only have control over yourself. And that's where these anxieties come from. That's where these fears come from, because you start thinking about all the things that could possibly, that might possibly. That shit doesn't matter, because you don't know. You have no idea. And maybe you're right, but who knows? So just do it, really. Like, get off your ass and do it.
Yeah. Because you won't know how it's going to turn out until you do it, until you make that step.
Yeah. Well, I think you've been helping me a little bit with like my website and that little picture. I say like some difficult, I can't remember how it says, but it's like difficult roads can lead to beautiful outcomes or whatever. And that is really true. And we think life, my drinking and everything, when things got difficult, that's just how I would deal with it. And now you were put in a position where you have to deal with it. So you got to make a choice, and it's really up to you. At the end of the day, it is 100% up to you.
Difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. And I only remember it because I have a sign on my fireplace at home just below my TV that says the same thing.
I love that. So you were like, "Ooh, I really like that." Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, because it's true. It's really, and I'm literal walking living proof of that right now.
So going from confidence into growth, then lots of growing. So much has happened over the last 2 years. What's one belief or habit that has had the biggest impact on your growth?
Oh my goodness, pushing, like, and just knowing that even though it's hard, I mean, really, there's no big secret. In the last 2 years, almost, it's been a lot of change. In the last 6 weeks, 2 months, it's been a lot of change. Selling my home, moving. I mean, selling my house. Honestly, I had thoughts, not that I wanted to drink, but that if I was still drinking and drugging, I'd probably be dead. Honestly, that was probably the closest I have felt, like almost like, I don't want to say out of control, but just like, I don't know how to handle this overwhelming feeling. And it really pushed and tested me. And that's just why really all I had to do at the end of the day, just every day, just push through, stop, pause, take a goddamn breath. We don't do that enough, because again, we're taught, no, you keep going, you push through, and no, take a minute to breathe. My therapist actually said taking time to slow down, even though it sounds counterproductive, it actually makes you more productive because you're not going 8,000 miles an hour in your own brain and not knowing what direction you're going in. I was feeling a little bit like that on our call last night talking. I just was all over the place and sitting and thank you insomnia a little bit, but I honestly was able to kind of chill out and calm down last night and take a moment. And that's what it's about, is taking those moments for yourself. So that's a habit that I'm not the best at some days, and that's okay. Again, everybody out there, it's okay to have a minute. It's okay to have a day. It's okay to have a week. Just don't live in it. Don't let it go into 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and then you're right back in your shit. Don't do that to yourself. Take your time, but that is one thing that I have given myself some grace on. Okay, I've overextended myself. I'm making mistakes, and that's what I was doing with my day-to-day job. I was like just frazzled. You can't do that to yourself. And that's another thing I think people forget. You are taught, you push, you multitask, you do the 8,000 tasks a day all at once, or you're not good enough. No, you're plenty good enough doing one task at a time, completing it, and moving on to the next. And trust me, your life is
Yeah.
going to work so much better when you do that. And that's not just
And I
work;
think
it's
too,
everything in your life.
yeah, and I think too, with the growth piece of slowing down, you slow down and you have to take those moments. You have to start being okay with knowing when you can kind of like say, okay, maybe I can cancel this, or maybe I should have a slower morning today, or maybe I should do this. And I think, like example this morning, I went to bed last night, I've been untangling till around midnight. I went to bed around midnight and I got woken up this morning at 5. The dog needed let out. I went down and I'm like, I know I can't be up for the day yet, or I'm going to be toast by the end of the day. So I grabbed a pillow, I laid on the couch, I put Golden Girls on, and I said, I'm just not going to go to my call at 9 o'clock. I'm going to get up around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm going to get ready for the day and join my call at 11. And, super productive day doing that. I've had a super good start. Whereas if I would have pushed through this morning, I probably wouldn't be where I am now with my day. So, those mini moments, those taking time really do help make sure that you can continue moving forward. And like Nikki said, taking those days, taking the week if you need it, just be self-aware to know if it's turning into I'm just laying in bed because I'm getting depressed and I'm too far down the rabbit hole, or I just need to recoup because I've burnt way too much energy.
And if you ever feel like you're going down that rabbit hole, it's also okay. Reach out to someone. That's the other thing that I've been fortunate enough to have is those people that you can reach out to that will help pull you out of that shit storm that you've gotten yourself into. Finding those people in your life are really important. And don't be discouraged if you don't have them right now. It's just probably because you don't know that they're there yet. Those people will come because that was a big part of this journey. And it still is at times the loneliness. Not going to sugarcoat it for anybody out there. I'm really not. It can get lonely, but it's that right there, being okay with being by yourself. That's another thing that we just don't do. And when you can really learn to be by yourself, love yourself, give yourself that gratitude, that grace, that, hey, I'm doing all right. I'm going to make it. Maybe I didn't pay that bill this month, but what? I'm working on a plan to make it. That was the other thing. Make those phone calls. Seriously, that was a big thing for me financially. I mean, I was on the verge of losing my house twice in 14 years. Like, really, make the phone calls. People don't want to take your shit. They really don't. As scary as it is, again, those are those fear-based things that we talk about, and that we just in the past it would be, yeah, all right, I'm gonna go to the bar and drink this away. Yeah, that problem is still there in the morning when you wake up. No matter how much booze you drank the night before, those problems are always going to be there. And if you do not deal with them, if you do not work on them, if you do not process them, they're going to come back. Whether it's a bill or an emotion, that stuff comes back up, whether it's 20 years down the road. It really does. So,
And then it's usually worse too, because you've now spent the money on the alcohol, you don't have even less money. It's just such a cycle. And I think to that point too, make those phone calls. If you don't look into what's possible, you don't know what's out there. When I started this coaching journey, I lost my job. I know all of the stuff that was out there to support, and I'm still finding more things that can support while I'm living on less of an income and starting building this business. So, those phone calls, making those phone calls are important. And even though they're uncomfortable, they can be so helpful.
yeah. It's really about doing the hard shit that you don't think you can do, and really you can. And it may take one person a day to do it, it might take another person a month. But that doesn't mean it's any less or any more. It's your journey. And that's the biggest thing that we need to remember is that at the end of the day, this is your journey, but you've got to do it. So, yeah.
Yeah. And your journey doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It can be.
Doesn't. And that's the other thing. Stop comparing yourself to what others have gone through. I honestly, I want to share my story and I want to get that out there, but your journey is still your journey. I can sympathize and empathize and be right there and walk that path with you, but it's still yours and yours alone. And that is something that I am now grateful for. You always look for something. I need help. I need this. What do I do? What do I do? You have the answers. I, I think I've told you, I joke with my therapist almost weekly. We joke about this. I was like, I know the reality. This stuff, this and this are just not caught up yet. And she reassures me it will. You keep doing the work, it'll catch up.
It takes time, and anything in growing takes time.
Yeah. It gets easier. The problems don't get easier. It gets easier on how you deal with it. And that's not saying that I don't have full on days where, holy shit, I'm about ready to have a panic attack. But I come back way faster now, way faster. And that's because of the work.
And I'll tell you, Nikki, as you keep going, you're going to come back even faster than you even think you can now. So, with that, why coaching? What drew you to the coaching work?
Well, didn't really know anything about it. To the famous Mel Robbins, I took myself to see her first live show in Boston, not this May, but the May before. And I had started with the journey with getting sober, trying to do some self help stuff myself. And it was like, I really clung on to her, Jay Shetty, and I just going there and I did this all myself. That's the other thing. Take yourself out, people. Take yourself out on dates by yourself. Seriously, it's a game changer. But I took myself down to Boston. I got myself a hotel room. I had a great time. And being in that theater with thousands of like-minded people wanting change, feeling that positive. I mean, the positive energy just radiated. It was like nothing I've ever felt before. It was amazing. And so after that, I was just like, this is the life I want to live. I want people to know that this life on the other side is so much better. And that's not to say your life is shitty. I'm not saying that at all. But I can guarantee you're probably going, it is kind of shitty. Let's be honest. But knowing that it can be better because of the things that you can do. And if I can help someone get there, and then obviously following Jay Shetty, his stuff would start popping up, and I kind of got intrigued. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is my possible opportunity to do this, to really reach people, to really help people, because this world is rough and we need some healing. So that's really it. I just really want to help so much because I feel so deeply and my feelings and emotions affect me so like physically. Like I can feel like even right now, like I wish you could feel like what is happening inside my body right now. It's a great feeling. It doesn't feel bad because I'm excited. And if I can get people to feel like that, that's what happens. You get that excitement and then something happens and oh my gosh, I did this. Okay, let's do the next thing. And that has been what I've been doing. And that's all I want to do is help so many people out there.
I think that's a big piece of coaching is you see the change in the person and then you want to just keep seeing that over and over and over again. And, my previous career, that's why I chose I wanted to go into this role. I loved supporting the people that I worked with. I loved getting into why maybe their work performance was lower because of something going on at home and working through that to be a support to them to then get them to a better place at the workplace. And it's really funny that you say this started when you went to Mel Robbins because May 12th, 2025 is when we went to Mel Robbins here in Toronto. And May 20th is when I signed up for Jay Shetty. And I think it was just a like pull because it was such an energetic environment.
Well, and for me too, being my age, and listen, age is just a number. I know it's a hard number to deal with some days. I know it. And that was what resonated a lot with me with her. She is 47 when things really started. 41, I started at 44. And again, I'm not comparing. It's just nice to hear that it can be done. I'm comparing at the age part because middle age, you're kind of like, shit, it's half over. What can I do? You can do so much. You have a whole nother life left over. And again, society just drills into us so many things that you think you're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be like us. You're supposed to be going out, drinking, partying, shitting on other people, judging that one, talking back about this one. Like, no, that's not what life is. It's really not. There's so much more to it. And and I'm not saying that's how everybody is, but you do find that in a lot of places where misery loves company.
Yeah, and it does until you break out of that, that's what you stick with.
So, and that's why speaking back to that confidence thing is just that's kind of took a hit in the beginning because it was like I'm doing all of these good things. Why are these people being assholes for lack of a better word? And it was I get it. You're making changes, you're doing things, and they're staying right here. That's the problem. It's not you. And instead of them saying, I think I need a change, they're going to shit on you. So it has nothing to do with you, but it is hard. It's hard to hear. It's hard to deal with. It's the reality of it. It's just you need to be strong enough to push through that and understand. Think of those times. Think back. Think of how you felt. How did that make you feel? And if it made you feel yucky, then you're way better off.
Yeah, listen to you and have that self-awareness. You are your biggest fan and your biggest role model if you listen within. So last question, Nikki, what's the most important lesson you've learned as a coach so far?
The most important lesson, I think, let me think here. There's been so many, but I think really having this community and in that fact of knowing that this is okay, being a positive person, being a positive role model, being just working on yourself and doing all of that. It's okay. And the haters are gonna hate. Because again, speak towards that loneliness and you will find your people. You will find it. I promise. It doesn't mean you have to run out and become a Jay Shetty coach or anything like that. You will find your people. And it's becoming it. And luckily, it is starting to take hold. And people are realizing life does not have to be like this. But I think that was my biggest takeaway is that really this is okay. And I know that might not be a lesson for most. They're probably like, what the hell is she talking about? But for me, it's always been something that I've struggled with. I have a huge fear of doing wrong, of not doing something right, of again, pissing other people off. And that was a big lesson for me to learn. And becoming a coach has really helped me. And I'm still learning it because I'll have my moments. Absolutely. But it's a lesson that I definitely learned, and it's one that I'm happy that I'm learning.
Me too. And I learned something similar to like, and I loved what you said, where the haters are going to hate and they're going to hate whether you do it or not. So just do what you love.
They're not your people. Those are not your people. As much as you want them to be, they're not your people. And it's hard because it's loss. At the end of the day, it's still loss. Those were people in your life. It could be a husband, it could be a family member, it could be a wife, sister. It doesn't matter. Those are your people in those times. And you're like, I don't want to live over here anymore. And they do, you are going to lose them. They're going to judge you. They're going to shit on you. Hopefully not. Hopefully they're going to be like, wow, that's awesome. I wish I could get there. I'm not ready. It'd be great if people could just own it like that, but so often they don't. So it's not you. Just remember that.
Yes, I love that. Reframe, it's not you. Thank you so much, Nikki. It was so great to have you on the podcast. Send off questions. So first off, what's one book, resource, or tool you'd recommend to anyone starting a new journey?
Honestly, the let them theory. The let them theory, or even the 5 4 3 2 1, because that one I use a lot too. That one will help you get your ass in gear. When you're sitting there doing the long talk in your head, the 6 days before you send the email, just stop 5 4 3 2 1 and do it. That's helpful. So those are really good ones. The let them was really what launched it for me. So
I love Mel Robbins and I love the Let Them Theory. I loved 5 4 3 2 1. And yeah, I think both of those are great recommendations. Where can people find you and connect with you?
you can find me on I have my Fruits to Rise life and personal growth coaching. Google it. I have Instagram, Facebook, the website, YouTube. You can reach out to me at any of those.
Yeah, I'll also have all of the links to Nikki's social medias in the description below. And any final thoughts, words of encouragement, or anything you'd like to share with our listeners tonight, Nikki?
Just if you feel like you're ready to do it, do it. That's your sign. You don't need anything big. You don't need some big, grand gesture or anything. You don't need to drive to your ex's house hammered, blacked out. If you're ready, do it. Like, seriously, don't wait. Don't wait until something bad happens. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. But what if I can give you that piece of advice, don't wait. If you're feeling it, jump on it now.
Don't wait. Love that. Thank you so much, Nikki. It was amazing to have you. Don't forget to subscribe so you'll see our next episode that will be out in 2 weeks on Wednesday. Also, if you want to follow along on my coaching journey and while I build Brandsand Solutions and Services, you can follow us on Instagram at brandsand.s.s, TikTok, or Facebook, Brandsand Solutions and Services. Thank you so much for being here and supporting my new journey of hosting the Clarity, Confidence, and Growth podcast. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And just in case you forgot, I see you, I believe in you, and I'm cheering you on. Until next time.